Now, as most of us older guys become OGs or approach OG status, we don't mind looking older, we just don't want to look old. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to feel and look youthful. The problem is you don't want to come across as if you're trying to look young. That's a fine line. A fine line I want to help you with on today's video. On today's video, I'm going to give you some of my best tips that if you incorporate them into your style and grooming, you'll be able to evolve your style, look mature, but not look old. And if you're new here, welcome, Jeff, your Style O.G. On this channel, we talk about men's lifestyle topics such as style, grooming, and dating. You can catch us every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. I invite you to subscribe, tap the notification bell, and join us. And to my returning friends like Johnny Gibson, salute. Now, one of the biggest mistakes older guys make trying to look youthful, but it comes across as trying too hard to be young, dressing exactly like you did 10 or 20 years ago. Think about it this way. Hopefully, as you're getting older, you're maturing, you're evolving. You're not the same guy you were 10 or 20 years ago. Why are you dressing like that guy? And that's a problem a lot of older guys run into. They think, hey, I looked fly in this when I was 20 and 25, I'll just keep wearing it. Huge mistake. And here's an easy experiment and self-analysis you can do to see if you're that guy. Next time you're hanging out with some guys 10 or 20 years younger than you, maybe some younger cousins, a nephew, your son, are you guys dressed exactly alike? You're the guy that's hanging on to his youth. When people look at you and see how you're dressed, they should easily be able to distinguish between you and a guy 15 years your junior. One of the adjectives you want people to use when they're describing you is distinguished. One of the ways you can distinguish yourself, dressing differently than you did 10 or 20 years ago. Which leads very nicely into my next tip. One of the best ways to evolve your style, dress for the lifestyle you have now and the image you want to project. You see, that's the great thing about style. Style is a tool. It's a nonverbal way to communicate a little bit about who you are and how you want people to see you. And that's what I mean about dressing for the lifestyle you have and the image you want to project. Have you moved up at your job? Has your business blown up? And even if you're on the path to getting some more success, you want to be looked at and taken seriously. One of the ways you can control that narrative by how you dress. One of the beautiful things about becoming an OG, people start to see you as an authority figure. You want to communicate that with your style. Now, I don't want you to think I'm recommending you go through your closet and get rid of all the items that are normally associated with younger guys. Instead, what I want you to do, when getting dressed, keep those items to a minimum. Think about it. When you were younger, you might throw on a baseball cap, a piece of clothing with a bold logo on it, and your Jordans. As you get older, pick one. And that kind of ties into this. As an older guy, you shouldn't be dressing casually all the time. I'm not telling you you have to be suited and booted every day, but you want more of a balance. To me, that's one of the privileges of getting older. When an older guy is dressed up, it looks appropriate. Think about it. When a mature, well-dressed guy walks into the room, no matter where you are, he rarely seems out of place. It's age appropriate, but you're much more likely to think an older guy is out of place when he's dressed too casual. So yes, you can incorporate some of the items you wore when you were younger, but just keep them to a minimum. Now, hands down, one of the best ways you can remain youthful is by taking care of your skin with a daily skincare routine. Like the one I've been using every day for the last 3 years from today's video sponsor, T.G. Hanley. T.G. Hanley is a skincare system designed specifically for us guys that's simple, affordable, and effective. And to me, without a doubt, the best thing about it is its simplicity. T.G. Hanley sends directly to your front door everything you need for great looking skin. And T.G. Hanley takes all the guesswork out of your skincare routine. They give you exactly what you need, but they also tell you when to use it and exactly how much of it to use. Including in your T.G. Hanley box, for daily use, you have your wash and your AM and PM moisturizer. And for twice a week to exfoliate your skin, you have the facial scrub. And for us OGs, there's a couple of extra steps. You have the skin tightening serum and the eye cream. Now, not only is T.G. Hanley very easy to use, it's affordable as well. It's up to 25 to 50% less expensive than their competitors. But I know what you care most about. Does T.G. Hanley work? I'm here to tell you it absolutely does. As I mentioned, I've been using it every day for the last 3 years, and I couldn't be happy with my results. No doubt does my skin look healthier, fresher, and I would say more youthful looking. Now, not only did T.G. Hanley sponsor today's video, they've got a special offer for the Style O.G family. When you hit that link in the description, you'll get 30% off your first box from T.G. Hanley and a free gift. So if you want to look more youthful and use a skincare system designed specifically for us guys that's simple, affordable, and effective, hit that link in the description and get started using T.G. Hanley today. Now, one of the best ways older guys can look youthful without looking like they're trying to look young, you want to follow trends, not chase them. Think about it. When you were a younger guy, especially if you're into style, you would follow and jump on almost every trend. That's a huge mistake as you evolve. But you don't want to go to the other end of the spectrum either. A lot of guys are completely unaware of the current trends. You want to have a great balance. Here's what I recommend you do. What you want to do is incorporate or add a few trends into your current looks. But you do it in a very subtle way. You might bring in the hot color. You might notice a change in silhouette. And some of the classic styles and pieces of clothing often come back in style. For example, cardigans have gotten real hot. Because that's a style that's appropriate for older guys, you can easily work that trend into your wardrobe. Another example, pleated pants are coming back, fuller cut pants are coming back. An older guy can work those in as well very easily. As an older guy, you want to look youthful? Follow trends, but don't chase them. Incorporate them very subtly into your wardrobe. And I believe you can seamlessly do that if you follow this next tip. As you get older, invest in quality basics. A lot of us, when we were younger, myself included, we want as many fly clothes as we can get. You want to think differently as you get older. Buy less clothing, but better clothing. For example, instead of buying 6 nice things, buy 3 outstanding pieces. And there's a few categories I would concentrate on spending more money on. Outerwear, and of course, shoes. And here's a trick I do. If you're trying to figure out where to allocate your money, I spend the most money on my shoes and the things I wear on top. Why? People first look at your shoes, and then most of the time, if they're looking at you, they see the top of your body. That's why I invest more money in quality blazers, jackets, sweaters, shirts. You might see me with a nice $250 cashmere sweater, and my jeans might be 25 bucks. The key being here, as you get older, invest in quality basics that are interchangeable and build your wardrobe around it. Now, to me, one of the major keys, especially nowadays, on how you can look youthful as you get older, exchange some of your more flashy, bulkier sneakers and wear minimal sneakers. Here's the thing, if you're anything like me, you grew up on sneakers and you definitely don't want to give them up. But you don't want to look like every teenager who's waiting online or sitting on the computer waiting for the latest hypebeast sneaker to drop. But you still want to look athletic and casual. A great compromise, low profile, minimal sneakers. These are your elevated sneakers, your grown man sneakers. These allow you to look relaxed, casual, and laid back, but in a refined way. Beautiful thing about minimal sneakers, they're easy to dress down, but you can easily dress them up as well. To me, one of the most versatile pieces an older guy can have in his wardrobe to look youthful, minimal sneakers. We've been talking a lot about style in today's video, but now we have to venture into grooming. And a mistake a lot of older guys make, and one I fell a victim to myself. Getting caught in a grooming rut. Here's what oftentimes happens with us older guys. We have a haircut or a facial hairstyle that worked for us when we were 20. We don't want to let it go. That's a huge mistake. Instead of it making you look younger, it's making you look dated. I use myself as an example. I actually rocked the same facial hairstyle for over 20 years. I tell that story often and it bears repeating here. I had a goatee for my late teens and I didn't want to let it go. But eventually I decided to experiment. Let me try a full beard. I tried it and I haven't gone back since. It allowed me to get out of a grooming rut. Have you had the same hairstyle, the same facial hairstyle for 10, 15, 20 years? Reevaluate that style. And a lot of times to affect your style, you don't have to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe. Sometimes all it takes is updating your grooming. Now let's talk about a great way to utilize different accessories as you get older to look youthful. What I want you to do, embrace hats other than baseball caps. Now, I'll be the last guy to tell you to stop wearing baseball caps altogether. Just don't wear them every day. As you get older, explore different hat styles. Maybe a newsboy cap, a trilby, a fedora. There's such a wide range of different hat styles you can wear. And whether we like it or not, a baseball cap is often associated with a guy who looks a bit juvenile. Accessories such as hats are a great way to express your personality. How about doing it in different ways other than a fitted cap? Now, one of the things I want you to keep in mind as you get older when it comes to your style, make sure you're striking the right balance between comfort and style. One of the mistakes a lot of us older guys make is that we often sacrifice one or the other. If we're trying to stay in style, we might wear clothing that's too tight or too baggy. This oftentimes looks juvenile and it's not comfortable. What you want to do is pay attention to how your body's changed. If you're someone who's remained in excellent shape, you might be able to get away with more things than us regular guys who haven't stayed in tip-top shape. And a common mistake a lot of older guys make, they go too far on the side of comfort. And when you swing too far on the pendulum towards comfort, it looks like you've just given up. What I recommend you do is something I always do. Not only do I get my dressy clothes tailored, I take my casual clothing into the tailor to get alterations as well. This is an excellent way to have all your clothing fit you excellently and still be comfortable. As your body changes, you might have to get your clothing nipped and tucked in different ways. But it's very important as you evolve, you balance your comfort with your style. Now I want to give you a bit of a macro point that can serve as your guiding principle as you evolve your style, try to look youthful, but not look like you're trying to be young. You want to keep in mind that fashion in general is a young man's game, style is an older guy's game. Here's what I mean. Fashion, that's all about the here and now, what's current. Style is timeless. And think about it, as an older guy, that's what you should be shooting for, timeless style. Fashion is often groupthink, it's what's dictated to you. Style is more personal, more individual. And that's one of the great things about evolving your style as you get older. You learn what you're comfortable in, what looks best on you. And as you learn more and more, you can take in less information. You can ignore the outside world. Hey, you can even ignore me. When it comes to your personal style, yes, you can let fashion influence it, you just don't let it dictate your style. Because remember, fashion is a young man's game, style is an older guy's game.